Are you toxic?
Nah.
Have you been toxic in the past?
Yeah, most definitely.
What's it like dating in college? Channing shares all about it on the Beyond Dating podcast. And our sponsor for today's episodes is Beyond, the newest dating app in town. Check it out at datebeyond.co. So what are like some key, differences that you've noticed, like when men interact with men versus when men interact with women, like the way they act and like share?
Well, it's not real fragility a lot of the time.
Okay.
I'm a victim of it myself too. It's like you can talk about the things. When seducing women, you can kind of talk about things that you've dealt with in your head, and it's like a fake vulnerability. Mm-hmm. It's to show a vulnerable side, but it's not really vulnerable to you because you've been there so many times. And you keep those real, extremely fragile things packed away. You don't share them until you're deep into a relationship. Mm-hmm. And then with men, it's like with your friends, you got to have a really awesome friend. I'm lucky to have really awesome friends who are non-judgmental. They're not hyper masculine. So we can talk. I can be like, yo, like I cried my fucking head off today about this. And he's like, cool. But like a lot of people don't have that relationship with other men. And so you just keep it. And then you don't share it with a woman, and it just stays in you and just flusters and thunders up and eventually explodes in some scary way.
Yeah. So what are some benefits that you've noticed to, being vulnerable with your male friends? Like, yeah, what are some differences?
They can lift you up. Everything's better in versus out. I mean, out versus in. Like letting stuff off your chest. Huh?
Things are better in versus out.
You think so?
It depends on the things.
Yeah. I don't know, because I feel like when I keep stuff in, like it just eats at me, and then I pack it away and I think I moved on, and then I found myself thinking about it more often. And it's also just a positive experience because when you do it with your male friends, it's like you're breaking down barriers from each other. You get to a point where you can say like, I love you to your male friend, which is a cool place to get to.
Yeah. I think it's important to tell your friends that you love them.
Oh yeah.
Like we love men who are able to say, I love you to your friends. Cause I feel like some people don't hear it enough, especially with men.
For sure.
Yeah. Like some people are saying, I know a lot of people say, give them their flowers while they're still alive. Mm-hmm. Because, people don't get flowers all the time, but it's nice to share your appreciation.
100%.
Just the little things.
Especially with men too, it's important, I think, to give to each other, because a lot of in relationships with masculinity and femininity, the masculine side of the relationship is about giving. It's all about giving. But as a byproduct of always giving, you don't learn how to receive. And so you get so accustomed to not knowing how to receive love, makes it difficult in relationships. But if we can learn how to receive love, like from our just male friends, I think it'll just make relationships with women or men or whoever you're interested in just flow way better.
Mm-hmm. So how did you learn how to receive love?
I'm still working on it, if I'm being honest. I think it's just letting people in. Like it's just moments of what feel like extreme courage and just saying like, I feel vulnerable, but I'm going to tell you about it. Because like if I tell you about it, maybe you can help. Maybe if I say it'll make me feel better. But if I just take this insane risk to me and be a little bit vulnerable, maybe I can get a little bit further next time and a little further. And then eventually you get to a place where you're just comfortable in your own skin.
Mm-hmm. So then what is dating like for you? I know you're in college.
Yeah.
Like, what's that like? And like, how is it being vulnerable with, people in college? I remember dating in college for me was a wild time. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine what it's like.
In what way? Why do you say wild?
I mean, I was like, I'm going to go to college in Miami and it's going to be great. And then, expected kind of like college experience. But then I just like ended up moving to Miami and then like going to class while just like living in Miami. So it was a very different experience than what I thought. It was, oh, I'm going to like, I'm a cheerleader. I'm going to go find someone on the football team and have like a traditional relationship. And then here we are now, and I'm hosting a podcast about dating. So
yeah. LA is kind of like that for college too. I mean, because you're in college and you meet the girls in college, but then you're also in LA. And so you go to parties and you meet like all of these. And the way it kind of manifests in a weird way is that nobody wants to be in relationships here. Or I think just in college in general right now, because there's like so many options.
Okay.
No, I'm not sure if that's like, if you felt the same way.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's so many people in LA. It's like, it's almost a feeling of, why am I going to lock myself down? People say they want relationships. Everyone wants a relationship until you get close to it, and then everybody starts squirming up.
Oh yeah. It's like the idea of the relationship sounds nice, but like the action is sometimes a lot more than what is expected, especially when you're young, exploring and finding yourself in your place.
Yeah. And then with social media too, I feel like social media, we grew up with social media. Like we don't know life without social media. And so that manifests itself in our search for relationships. You think about, you meet someone and it's like the idea of being in a relationship with that person, you fantasize about that idea before you really know who that person is. And it's like, we would look good together for this reason. We would match together for this reason. She would help me and uplift me in this way, before you know what their sister's name is. And so.
Oh yeah. So then like when you're looking for, partners, how do you navigate that whole process of like trying to get deep with somebody when it's hard to get deep?
Yeah. Right now, I completely revamped my strategy.
Okay, let's hear it.
I am trying as best as I can not to get into a relationship. I got this from a movie. I forget what the movie's called, but it's with Zac Efron, Miles Teller, and Michael B. Jordan. And the whole thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that movie.
No. Oh, whatever. Anyway.
I don't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about.
And by trying not to get into a relationship, I'm hoping that I'll find someone that I'll just want to hang out with consistently. And it's like, oh, wait, maybe we should be in a relationship. Like, you're not looking for it. You're actively trying not to. So you're closing your mind off to it. And then it's like someone's breaking that wall, and like you don't know how they're breaking that wall, but then they break through.
Yeah. So then what can girls do if they're watching and interested to break through those walls and get to you?
Just listen. Someone that will hear you. I mean, because that's what we all want to be, is heard at the end of the day. You want someone who sees the star power in you, like someone who looks at you and sees you for more than you thought that you were. And you can only get to that place by hearing someone and actually processing what they're saying. It's the difference between, I'm sitting in a conversation, right? We just met. And you're talking to me and I'm thinking like in my head, how can I be sly and like make a nice remark to make you laugh or something like that? Versus like you talking and I'm taking 3 seconds to just process what you said before I respond, because I wasn't thinking about responding while you were talking. So just listening and hearing someone.
So then what is your primary love language? Do you know?
Quality time.
Okay.
Yeah, probably quality time. I don't have to, I like silence. I think silence is just as important as talking. Like the ability to be silent and just enjoy someone's presence is huge. And so quality time for me, just being able to just, like, even if I'm doing homework, like you want to you do your homework, sit next to me, not say a word to me. It's fine. It's just like the presence is nice. Yeah.
I think it's very important, at least when you're looking for like a longer term partner, someone, to be able to spend time in the silence with each other, because everybody's like, yeah, I want a relationship. And we're like, when you're dating, you're going out, you're doing fun stuff, but like most of your life, you're not out doing crazy stuff together.
Right.
You're like chilling,
Right.
you know, maybe like walking a dog or something,
Right.
or like hanging out.
Yeah, you
by
to be with
yourself.
somebody that you can enjoy the mundane moments with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like the bottom line. It's like being with someone who the boredom isn't boredom.
It's just quality time.
Yeah.
So then what's your ideal relationship look like?
I don't like to talk or text frequently, like feverishly. Just because I think like you do, I'm a very independent person. So I think you do your thing, I do my thing, but like we come together when we want to talk, or you call me and I pick up and then we have a moment together, but then we spend time together. I think it's extremely supportive. Never saying no, like being real and being constructive without saying no. So like if I come to you and I'm like, I have this idea, I want to do this. Okay, like I see how how excited you are, so I'm never going to kill your joy. But I'm going to give you a way that you can look at it differently to help develop your idea without putting an end to it. And then just like a friend, just someone that is going to make you laugh, is going to make those mundane moments not mundane. Yeah, and that's what a relationship is.
Wow, you're just like killing it right now. I feel like, I mean, how old are you?
21.
21. This is coming from 21 years old, and he's got all this knowledge. I definitely know some much older men who don't understand some of these things. So it's interesting. Like, where did you learn this from?
I love to think, sometimes a little too much, but I love to think about everything. Just understanding why you like the things you do, I think is really important. It gives you a really clear sense of who you are. So like in relationships, understanding why you like the people you do. Yes, at the end of the day, like the big love that everyone dreams of is an innate passion. Like it's a feeling that you don't control. You don't know why it's there, but you know why you like the way you like someone, not how you love someone necessarily. And I think just thinking, and I spend a lot of time analyzing. So like after a relationship, like take the good moments, take the bad, understand like how I grew as a communicator, how I was in fault. I've been in many times, more times than not, it was my fault. And so really reflecting on where I had that fault and how I can adjust moving forward.
So this could be a hot topic, but are you toxic?
Nah.
Have you been toxic in the past?
Yeah, most definitely. Not in like in like a dangerous way. More so in just like keeping people around when it wasn't fair to them. Like I was never that person that was gonna like send you a photo of me with another girl. But like I would like send you a text or something, like do something that I know you loved. And in the moment, like I'm not doing it out of a sense of like hate, like out of a negative sense, but I'm like, I miss you. But it's like some things are better left unsaid.
Okay.
Like we got over it, but I don't need to say that.
Yeah. So what are some things that should be left unsaid?
I miss you texts.
Oh gosh.
You don't need it. You can miss somebody in silence.
How many I miss you texts you sent?
Oh, it's way too many. Because it's like sometimes it's at night and you're just like, dang, like, especially going back to the whole masculinity thing. It's like, dang, like I ain't got nobody to talk to. And it's like, I could talk to that person. So you send an I miss you text because you're not really longing for her, which is what makes it like toxic, because you're stringing her along when it's not her that you want. It's just like the sensation of someone to hear you and hold you and listen to you. So that's where it becomes toxic. But yeah.
It's okay. We're all a little bit toxic.
Yeah.
But we're all working through it. Like 2023 is the year of less toxicity, and I'm about to send some more I miss you texts just for you.
And it can be fun. Like it is fun at times. It's a messed up kind of fun, but it's fun.
But you know, it works. I have definitely still sent I miss you texts to people, or been like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? And didn't actually mean it. The attention is nice.
Oh, exactly. Or just like a swipe up on an Instagram story. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's unnecessary.
When you send them that little like or the heart eyes emoji.
Yeah, just so that they're thinking about you.
Like, oh, I see you. What's up? So, oh my gosh. In college, I mean, when I was in college, like all the dating apps were just now coming out. Like I was like, I want to say like a junior in college or sophomore in college when like Tinder came out, and it was like a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Is it still like hot on campus?
It runs rampant.
Are you on Tinder, Hinge?
I'm not on Tinder. When I first got to college, I was on Tinder, and then I went to Hinge. And then I got everything off for a while, and now I'm on Raya, which is like, I don't know, like you scroll through it. I'm not gonna lie, like there was a while when I would see like the more recommendations and I'd like click it. And Tinder, like all my friends or Hinge swipe through it, like, oh, I matched with this girl. And it's like it's a game. Like it's really like it's honestly an ego trip. It's like you match with someone that you like, or you think is attractive, and it's like, oh shit, like they like me. And then it's like done. How many people have you matched with that you never texted?
Hundreds.
Exactly.
Like, literally hundreds.
Exactly.
Of people. And I probably go out with like 2 people a year on apps.
Right. Because most of the time, like you're not really looking to be with them. It's just like you want to know that you could get them if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like an ego thing.
Yeah.
At times. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I want to change. Like, I think it would be really cool to be able to find people that want to meet up on apps as well.
Right. Like people that are actually about it.
Yeah. And like you know, who have emotional maturity and can understand when they're being toxic and call themselves out.
Like have that awareness of other people.
Yeah.
Their emotions.
Yeah. I try to do that sometimes. Like now when I'm swiping on apps, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be, nice. And like, I'm only going to swipe if I want to go on a date with somebody.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people just give me the ick.
Yeah. Well, what's your ick? What are your icks?
If you're like, what's up, when we gonna hang out?
Okay,
and like, you don't ask me on a proper date. If you're trying to, court me. Because I'm like, I want to be princess. I want to let my feminine energy shine and not just be like independent and masculine. So like, invite me out to somewhere.
So you want that as like a first text? Like
I mean,
text
say like, hey, what's up? But if you're like trying to meet up with me, ask me on a proper date.
Okay.
Or else like we're just like hanging out as friends and I have no incentive to like see you as like a lover or like as like a partner, at least in like when I'm dealing with men. Right. Like I'm bisexual, so like dealing with women, it's like a different thing. I'm like, ooh, okay. Like
more exciting.
I'm trying to flirt with you. Is this working? Yeah. But yeah.
I don't know. Cause I never know what to say first. I try to say the first thing that comes to mind. But like, so that was an interesting question for me because it's like, are you breaking the ice or are you just going straight for the date?
I feel like first it's nice to break the ice, at least on apps, get to know your interests because I mean, if you have a really well filled out dating app profile, which I totally don't on most of my apps, and I know a lot of people don't, then like it's hard to see like what their interests are. It really is just like a photos game and like, do I think you're hot or not? Right. But like if you have a bio and it says something like cool, then like talk about something in their bio or like, ask like, what do you like to do for fun? And stuff like that.
So you're an advocate of like people actually talking about themselves.
Yeah. Like get to know me a little bit. Cause then I don't have to waste the time of like going out on a date with you and then being like running into you in person and then being like, oh my God, I have no idea who you are. And you turned out to be like, not my vibe. So
like a vetting process. Yeah, so I need. You're giving me advice, so now I know what I need to do when I match with these people.
Okay, so knowing this, how would you ask me out on a date?
How would I ask you on a date? Well, this is after we've broken the ice.
Yeah,
and
I mean, you can break the ice if you want. You can ask me some questions.
Okay, so like, what are you interested in? Like, what do you do when you're bored? Pretty much.
Ooh, I like to Well, sometimes when I'm bored, I just travel.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to, skate, go outside, hang out with my dog. I like to longboard with my dog.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, or go to the beach because I live on the beach. So,
What do you like about traveling?
I like, the sense of adventure and like exploring new places and places that I've been before. But it's just like getting out of my comfort zone pretty much.
Does that
Because,
apply to food too?
oh, fuck yes. I
Okay.
love food.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So now we're
food's it.
talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So food is what I like.
Okay.
Restaurants, but are you like, if I ask you to a restaurant that is super proper, are you going to feel away versus I said, let's go to a Guatemalan night market or let's go
If
to.
food is fire, I'm there.
All right.
As long as it's like really good food. It doesn't matter like if it's like the crazy Michelin star restaurant or if it's like a hole in the wall secret spot. I mean, if you give me your secret spot, your hole in the wall, like best food in the city, but like, nobody knows about it, I'm honored because like that's special.
So then I'd probably say like, I'm going to this Casablanca. I heard about this place last night.
Okay.
And I researched it. I want to go there. So there's a place I really want to try. Do you want to come with me?
Oh yeah. When would you like to go?
I'm planning on Saturday. I'm busy throughout the middle of the day, but probably late evening I can go.
Okay.
Or if we don't want to go there, if Saturday's busy for you, there's a brunch spot I really want to try Sunday.
Okay. Well, I'm free around 8 p.m. on Saturday if you would like to go.
Cool. I'll pick you up.
Amazing. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh,
Simple.
did I just score a date? This really is beyond dating.
Simple, straight to the point.
Yeah.
And I think it's important too that you ask someone to do something that you want to do. Like it's the same thing when you're creating a product.
Yeah.
Like you want to make something that you want to see in the world. You don't want to just make something for someone else. You don't want to take someone on a date just because you think they like it. And off rip. Like in a relationship, I'm like, my girlfriend, if I think she'd love this, obviously I'm gonna do it for her.
Yeah.
But like off rip, breaking the ice, I want to do something that we're both gonna kind of enjoy, be a little out of our comfort zone. That way, like we're both, because when you're both squirmish, it's fun to be squirmish together.
It is.
So.
Oh my gosh, how fun. Okay, so we're going to Casablanca on Saturday. What are you wearing when we go out?
Whatever I feel like wearing. With dressing, I wear always just whatever I feel like.
Okay.
If I want to wear this shirt, then I'm going to look through the pants. I'm going to try on 10 different pants. I'm like, this one feels right. It's not so much about how it looks together. And I'll have someone tell me, like a friend, I'll be like, yeah, does this look crazy? Just to make sure the look is there. But I'm looking for the outfit that makes me feel my most confident, my most me.
So, like, do you guys do the same thing that girls do? Like, go through their whole closet and like try?
I mean, I do. I do. Unless I know, I want to wear that. I don't know why. Maybe I just got it, or maybe I just like the colors, but I'm like, I want to wear that today. And then everything revolves around that. But sometimes I definitely look through everything.
Cool. That's good to know that guys do that too, because I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's only girls who do that.
No, and I'll spend time. Like, I'll make sure my hair looks decent. Just make sure I look presentable. Make sure I take care of myself. Make sure my nails are cut. Like, just a little hygiene.
Clean.
Yeah.
No dirt underneath.
Yeah. You don't want to be outside with no like crusty nails, no unchapped lips, none of that.
No, put all that chapstick on. Oh my gosh. So how do you like to like prep to go on a date?
Music is huge.
Okay.
I have a playlist called Crown Me, which is like obviously
like
Crown.
Pink Sugar.
Crown Me, and it's just the songs that make me feel like just fill me up, like not in a like rah way, but like they fill me up and make me feel ready to talk, ready to engage, and ready to just be me, but ready to just let go. Let go of all my inhibitions, all the fear of judgment, all the fear of what's she gonna think if I say this, and just be and just talk.
Oh, incredible. What's your favorite song on that playlist?
It's called Mazaline.
Okay.
It's by Slow Tie and A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
Or Maza.
I'll have to look that one up later. You'll have to send it to me.
Yeah. So like it's UK. You like UK rap?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, so it's along that vibe.
Amazing. Okay. So, I don't know. What differences have you noticed? I mean, in dating women that you meet like in school or girls that you meet out or
I think where you meet somebody will tell you a lot about what the relationship is going to be. So if you constantly go out to meet people, likely when you get in a relationship, it's going to be like, let's go out together. I'm a person like, I like to go out in a very specific setting, but otherwise I like to stay inside or go to dinner, those kind of things. So I'm going to meet somebody that likes to do those things by doing those things. Hold on, what was the question again?
What differences when dating women that you meet like in school versus that?
Right.
Yeah.
And so, when you meet them out at a party, it's like you're meeting a girl that's going to want to party with you and constantly go out versus you meet someone like in the library. It's like someone who's on a more chill vibe. And then in school versus like just broad LA, school is a lot more relaxed in the sense that people are in their bubble and they're comfortable in that bubble. So a lot of the girls in school like aren't going to venture into LA other than the places that their friends recommend. They're not going to explore as much, but you meet a girl in LA that's not in school, it's like she's just living life. And so you're going to live your school life, but you're going to also live that life. You just get a broader experience.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any tips for anyone in college who is looking for honest and intentional dating?
Starts with you. Be honest and intentional yourself. Like if you meet a girl and you start hanging out with a girl, like off rip pretty early on, you can say like, hey, if you're not in a place, you can say, I'm not in a place right now to be in a relationship. I like hanging out with you. If you could be patient with me, I could eventually get there, but I'm not gonna ask you to wait around for me. And then on the contrary, if you're like, oh, like I'm ready to be in a relationship, you could say like, I'm open to a relationship. I'm not forcing it. I'm not pursuing it. But if it so goes that way, I'm not going to fight it.
Wow, so cool. Yay. So then what is modern dating to you?
Texting nonstop. Spending every hour together. And that's the thing about quality time. Like quality time is not amount of time. It's what the time is when you're together. It's not as explorative as I used to know it to be. It's a lot more of like just doing, because the thing about quality time is like, yes, you should be able to just sit on the couch together, but you also should still explore and try and seek like enjoyment and experiences. And dating right now feels very sedentary, but it's also just like heavily about going out and being seen together, very perception based.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have any other advice for boys in college or girls in college trying to date each other or trying to explore?
Just be kind. Be kind. Think about somebody else's feelings. Be a giver. Give energy. Like once again, never kill someone's joy. If someone's telling you something and they're excited about that, even if it doesn't excite you, be excited with them, because it's going to make them feel exponentially better, especially if it's someone you want to care about or do care about. Let it matter to you because they care about it. Take everything out of it yourself. But then also radical honesty.
Okay.
Is huge. Like if you're feeling a type of way, then you got to let somebody know, because nobody's a mind reader.
Yep.
Nobody's going to be able to know how you're feeling, especially if you continue putting up a facade. So radical honesty.
Radical honesty. I love that. And with that, I hope you have the most radically honest relationships. And I wish you the best of luck in your dating.
And you as well.
And in college as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on my show.
Thank you. Should we cheers?
Cheers to you.
Thank you.